Hello YouTube. Changing it up today, not doing anything about trucks or fragrances. Doing one on boots. Now, I absolutely love boots. I've been wearing boots my whole life, all the way from the classic from the classic Timberland style to slip-ons to certain things like that. Although I don't do cowboy boots and I don't do rattlesnake boots. I just stick to, the regular work boot, the regular stylish boot. I don't do Chelsea's or anything like that. But my whole life, I've always worked in jobs to where I didn't have to wear boots, but boots were more suited to the occasion. And, my grandfather has, his dad, so on and so forth. And I think that, I've always been tied to boots in a certain type of way because I do like to go outdoors and adventure. I'm not a hiker, but, I enjoy off-roading. I enjoy riding four-wheelers and dirt bikes, everything like that. So kind of got to have boots for a lot of those. And this is the Wing Dynaforce 2203. These are a good boot. They really are. Even though I do have some gripes with them, and I'll get to those here later. But a really strong boot. This comes with a steel toe. Sadly, this isn't insulated or waterproof. If you know a lot about the boot world right now, you can't get boots. You can't get quality boots. You can find hiking boots, but oftentimes hiking boots just don't do it. They don't have the 90-degree heel right there. They don't have some of the qualifications that some of these jobs require. But at the time, this is going back 2 months now, that I couldn't find the ones I was looking for. I was originally looking for the Super Soles, insulated, waterproof, steel toe, electrical safety rating, a $350 pair of boots. Even though these weren't much less than that, I think these came out to be like $300 after tax. They've been a good boot so far. They really have. They are comfortable. I had to go with a wide boot because Red Wing, ever since the pandemic and everything, all that crap was going on, Red Wing's sizing hasn't been the same. I'm not kidding. My foot hasn't hasn't changed any. I've tried on several Red Wings. I've had a couple Red Wings since then. And the sizing just is not the same. It really isn't. I tried on a pair of these, just a 10.5. Red Wings usually run bigger in size, so instead of an 11, I went 10.5. And they were just too tight on my pinky toes. They just really were, and I'll get to that here in a minute. They were just too tight on my pinky toes. I couldn't handle it, just too tight. I just really didn't like it, so I went with the wide. And the people there, they were ushering me not to get a wide. And I was like, hey, my pinky toe. And they was like, well, it's going to wear, I said, well, no, it has a steel toe. You can't just bend steel, They're like, well, how about not getting the steel toe? And I always like wearing steel toes because if I'm working on something and it falls, I don't have to worry about, doing the little hopscotch, move your foot out of the way. And even if it does hit my boot, I don't have to worry about it hurting my feet, hurting my toes. And the thing I like about Red Wings is that they're, most companies will stop about like right here. They'll stop like about right here, just enough to get the real cap. But Red Wing comes back all the way to right here. Red Wing comes all the way back to right here. So you get, a good solid steel toe, and it comes all the way back up here. So, you're getting the strength you need, and you're getting more of the coverage for the protection of your foot. But going back to the sizing, they were like, don't. And I basically, they was trying to get me to buy another pair of boots. They might have had someone coming in to buy these later that day, but I don't know. I bought them anyway. And they've been great so far. They really have. The biggest issue I have had with these boots is the arch in my foot. I have a high arch. And these original soles, they just do not, do it for me. This really is The heel is good. The heel is nice and jelly and, you know, somewhat thick and durable. But the ball, where the ball of your foot just sits at, man, it's kind of a joke, really. It's honestly like, come on, why even have one? Because it's really just nothing. It's really just a piece of rubber right there. And I put some wear on these. I average walking about 10 miles a day, usually about 6 days a week. So I usually walk about 60 miles a week, not including getting up and down off of equipment, et cetera, et cetera. So I've put some miles in on them in the past 2 months, but I went with these high arch soles, and they've been really good. As you can see, you can tell the difference between this and this. I mean, you just really tell the difference. I have a high arch. I have a high arch in my foot, so not much you can do there. There was a day, and the thing is, don't let the sales associates trick you. They'll say, well, these are water resistant. If they don't have that membrane liner in your boots, they're not waterproof. I just want to tell you that. You can put as much oil, wax, whatever you want to on these boots, but as soon as you break that barrier, specifically if you just oil it and polish it and things like that, but as soon as you break that barrier on that, I mean, it's just going to seep in, especially on wax. People think that, I wax my boots, it's water resistant. It is to a certain extent till you get too much water and it just breaks through. And there was an incident that, it started pouring the rain. It was pouring all day. I wasn't able to go and get my rain suit because we were so busy. And the water just was starting to, come down my body and through my pant legs and ran right into the top of my boots. Honestly, it felt like I was walking in a lake. And there was nothing I could do past that point. I guess I could have just taped off the top of my pants and put a plastic bag around it or something like that. But the wear on these boots, you can look at the bottom of them and see, not too bad. This rubber right here just started to wear down. The heel right here just kind of started to wear down. And on this one too. But the thing is, with these boots that I guess I really don't like, and I'll be completely honest with you, it's not the boot itself, but it's the brand Red Wing. And my whole family has wore Red Wings our whole life. I mean, these are really the first pair of Red Wings I bought with my own money. These are worn out. I've thought about just laying them on the side of the road in the homeless area here, and just letting some of them pick it up, And these boots right here were great. This is back when Red Wing was making, good boots and consistently making them. But I had another pair of 1907s, and this is about the brand Red Wing. I'm just going to put it all in one video. There's no reason making 2 videos. I'm not making an extra video, just kind of reiterating this. Maybe the brand will see it and get their crap together. But last year, I bought a pair of 1907s, and I tried them on. They were a little bit tight on the foot, and I thought, well, they're going to, stretch out a little bit, let them breathe. And they didn't for about 6 months. It was miserable to wear for about 6 months, just so tight and crowded in the toe area. I contemplated taking them back, but they had already been, wore so much. And they never actually wore in. It was really weird. I oiled them, cleaned them properly about every, week, 2 weeks. And it was really weird because it was once the boot actually started breaking in, it was wore out. I mean, I was like, man, one day I was like, man, these boots, they're finally breaking in. And I took them off my feet and I was like, dang, they're almost falling apart, et cetera, et cetera. And it happened in less than a year. And I took them to the Red Wing store, and they said, there's nothing we can do for you. These boots, they've, what did they say? You've worked too hard in them. Well, they're work boots. What do you expect, And I said, but you all have a 1-year warranty. I buy here all the time. And they're like, yeah, we're sorry that, there's nothing we can do. They said we're bonded by, we're not bonded, but we're we're controlled by what corporate says. So I emailed Red Wing. They said, yeah, there's nothing we can do for your boots. Sorry. And they didn't really give a reason either. I think that was the worst thing. And actually, over the summer, I was cleaning out the bed of my truck, and I think I got done working that day, and I put the boots in the bed of my truck, and I had flip-flops on, and I think either I left the boots sitting at the car wash, was the handheld car wash that you can do yourself. I either left them sitting there, or I left them on the bed, the tailgate of my truck. I think I left it down and they fell out. But $300 pair of boots wasted, but they were already gone through anyway. And I don't mind wearing an old pair of boots. I really don't. But they just get to a certain point to where, you can't bring them back. I can't bring these back. These have concrete all over them. It's dry. They're cracked all to pieces. They're cut out. They're worn. But that's just what happens to them after so long. But hope everyone enjoyed this. I would recommend a pair of these boots. I'm going to be trying a couple of pairs of Watts boots, and then I might go back with another Red Wing, because I do need multiple pairs of boots. It's good to kind of rotate. Good for your boot, kind of helps them last a little bit longer. But hope everyone has a great day.